Hey y'all, it's your Missniecytv and I'm here to review for Sistas Season 8, Episode 9. The episode picks up where it left off and Jordan is asking Penelope what is she doing at the hospital. He's like, are you here to finish the job? Are you here to view the body? Like, what are you here for? Penelope's like, why would you say that? Jordan's like, because I know you're still not in love with him, are you? Penelope's like, no. Jordan is still trying to ask Penelope what is she here for. And Jordan's like, whatever it is, I'm gonna help you out and we gonna get through this. If you did it, let me know so I can get you a lawyer. And if that doesn't work, we can leave the country. Penelope's like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm losing time. And I keep blacking out. Jordan is like, was this before you went into protective custody? Penelope's like, no, it happened after I lost the baby. Jordan said, it sounds like you have PTSD, but what do you mean it happened after you lost the baby? Penelope's like, well, I fell into deep depression and I wasn't sleeping. Penelope's like, it was hard for me to fall asleep. Jordan's like, okay, well, did Agent want him to take you to the hospital? Penelope's like, yeah, but under a false name. Jordan's like, okay, what did the doctor say? Penelope said that the doctor said that insomnia and depression is common after losing a baby. Jordan's like, did the doctor give you any medicine? Penelope's like, yeah, some strong sleeping pills. Penelope goes on to say that the sleeping medicine causes her to black out. Now remember what she says, now remember what she does, or even what she's at. Jordan's like, well, did the pills possibly send you into a rage to attack Gary? Penelope's like, I don't know. Penelope's like, the last thing I remember is trying to leave the banquet hall and the agent was trying to stop me. Jordan's like, so they just let you leave? Penelope's like, no, but they couldn't hold me because I could go on my own free will. Jordan's like, okay, what happened after that? Penelope's like, well, I followed Gary to the banquet hall and I don't remember nothing after that. Jordan's like, so you don't remember me finding you? Penelope's like, found me? Jordan's like, yeah, you was walking around incoherent and you had blood on your hands. Penelope's like, Gary's blood? That means I did it, Jordan. That means I did it. Jordan's like, calm down. Jordan's like, I promise I won't let you go down for this. You're coming to my house. I'll have a car service pick up your car, but you're coming with me. Penelope's like, hold up, Agent Watt called. Jordan's like, what do you want? Penelope's like, I don't know, I'm about to listen to the message. So she listens to the message and Agent Watt says, I need you to come down to the station. I need to interview you, but don't make me come looking for you. Penelope panics. She's like, what if he knows I was there? What if he has some evidence? Jordan's like, calm down, do you trust me? Penelope's like, yeah. Jordan's like, okay, because I have a plan. Jordan, how can you have a plan when you can't even dig your own self out your own situation? How are you going to help your sister? Over at Andy's penthouse, Fatima's trying to teach Andy how to fight, and they're getting absolutely nowhere. This poor girl don't know how to fight for nothing. She doesn't even know how to hold her stance properly or hold her fist properly, and she's out here asking for boxing gloves, and Fatima's like, girl, there's no boxing gloves in the street. After like 15 minutes of Fatima trying to get Andy to demonstrate everything she learned, and Andy did not grasp it at all, Fatima's like, I gotta get out of here, I gotta go back to the office. Andy's like, okay, and that's when she gets a call from Jordan, and all we hear Andy says, I don't think that's a good idea. But if you do come tell her, that I won't tolerate any disrespect or any accusations. Of course, when Andy gets off the phone, Fatima's like, who was that? Andy's like, it was Jordan. Fatima's like, what you want? Andy's like, he called to see if I could help Penelope with something. Fatima's like, so after she disrespected you and slapped you, she wants your help. Andy's like, that's the same thing I said. Fatima's like, I could stay if you need me to. I got hands. He's like, no, I got it. Fatima's like, but what do you need help with? Andy's like, I don't know, he didn't say, but it sounded pretty important. Over outside the gym, Hayden is talking to his friend Dominic, and they're talking about women. Hayden's like, see, that's your problem. Dominic's like, don't tell me the woman that you was with stepped out on you already. Hayden's like, it's not even like that. Dominic's like, what is it like then? Then Hayden starts explaining the situation with Tamara and Gary, right? Dominic is like, so you walked in on her with your homeboy? Hayden's like, no. It was a video. Hayden is like, she tried to delete it, but I uploaded it to the cloud. The whole time Zach is sitting there listening, and his reaction to the whole thing is priceless. Zach leaves because he heard everything that he needed to hear, so Dominic is like, so I know you ain't let that slide. What your homeboy said? Hayden's like, he ain't say nothing because he already in the hospital. Hayden's like, you know I'm a thug. Dominic is like, yeah, right. Hayden, you have no thug bone in your body. Over at the bank in Sabrina's office, Sabrina's talking to her doctor about Rich's sperm sample and having it rushed. And the whole time, Maurice is sitting there listening to the conversation. So when she's done the conversation, Maurice is like, aren't you tired of talking about babies? I come for tea, but you always talking about eggs. You don't even have no bacon with it. Dang, you could at least have some bacon. Maurice is like, I'm trying to go on vacation, get the summer body, and you're supposed to be coming with me, but you're sitting here talking about babies. Don't you want to keep your summer body? Maurice's whole thing is that I love you, and I'm glad to join your fertility journey, but I want my friend back. We used to have so much fun together, but all you can talk about and think about now is babies. So Maurice suggests that they go to brunch together with their boyfriends, and Sabrina's like, that's a good idea. Sabrina's like, I'll call Rich to see if he's free. Maurice is like, he should be, he works at a juice bar, and nobody's ever in there. Sabrina's like, well, he owns a juice bar. We're at the salon, and Aaron wanted to know what Pam and Karen was just talking about. So Karen's like, Miss Marie wants a business plan by the end of the week. Aaron's like, okay, cool, do y'all need some help? Because I maintain one for my church. Aaron, what church? We ain't never seen you. Karen's like, no, I did it already, and Sabrina checked it over. Aaron's like, okay. That's when this loud customer comes in, and she's like, hey, Pam, what happened to that girl that tried to say that Rooster Riches took her head? Pam's trying to avoid the conversation because Aaron's standing there, so she sends the girl to the shampoo bowl. Aaron's like, did that girl just say that somebody said that Rooster Riches took her edges? Then Karen's like, no, that's not what happened. Then Karen goes to explain the situation. Aaron's like, okay, what happened after that? Karen's like, I called her out and Miss Marie read her for Phil. Aaron's like, I should have known about this. I'm a partner too. Pam is like, I thought you were a silent partner. Aaron's like, I spent too much money to be a silent. He was like, going forward, I would like to know everything that has to go on with Rooster Riches. Karen and Pam both say, okay. Aaron asks Karen, does she want to take a seat? Karen says, yeah. Aaron's like, you're sure you're okay with me knowing everything about Rooster Riches? Over at the airport, Danny is dealing with this annoying coworker named Leonard, and he's like, congratulations on getting in the leadership program. Danny's like, thank you. It's like, I don't know how you got in. You're the least qualified and all you do is cuss out customers. Danny's like, if you think I cuss out customers, I cussed out co-workers too. And it's basically like I'm the top qualified and I do great work and I still didn't get in. I don't know how you did. Leonard's like, oh, I know how you got in. You probably slipped your way to the top with the VP. Danny walks closer to Leonard and she's like, Leonard, you lucky I'm in there because I would have took this stapler and stapled your ear to your jaw. Leonard's like, that's another threat. That's against violence. Leonard's like, employees can't make terroristic threats. Danny's like, you think I'm threatening you? You should try me. Leonard's like, is that all you know? Violence and sleeping with your boss? Danny's like, you're about to know my foot up your butt. Then that's when Tony comes around and he's like, what's going on? This is so unprofessional. We got customers watching. So Tony immediately goes to Danny first and Leonard's like, of course you go to your girlfriend first. Tony's like, what'd you say? Tony's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Danny's like, he's accusing me of sleeping with you just to get in the leadership program. Tony's like, not that that's any of your business, but that's not true at all. Leonard's like, that's not what I heard, and I've seen it with my own two eyes. You're always at her desk. Tony's like, I think you're forgetting that I'm your boss too, so you might want to watch your tone and show some respect. Danny's like, yeah, show some respect. Tony's like, Danny, I got it. Tony tells Leonard, don't you have some other work to do around here? Because I don't think spying and making accusations is a part of your job description. You might want to go on and find something else to do before you be out here looking for another job instead of looking at the leadership program. So once Leonard leaves, Tony has a conversation with Danny. He's like, I do think we need to tone it down a little bit. It's a little bit unprofessional. And he's like, I can do it with no problem, but can you? Tony's like, well, that only applies for work, right? The hospital, Hudson's talking to Gary, and he's like, I gotta say, boss, that was genius. I wasn't sure if it was real or not. Gary's like, what you talking about? Hudson's like, don't remember. Gary then asks again, what are you talking about? Hudson's like, that's alright, play it off. Once the doctor comes in, we can get him to play along too. Gary then asks Hudson, are we friends? And Hudson's like, oh, you really got this thing in the can. Andy and Penelope won't see you coming this time. Gary's like, you work here at the hospital, right? Hudson's like, basically, you can cut it out. They're gone now. You don't have to play this act. Gary's like, wondering what. Hudson's like, well, you can stop now. You just have to do that when the doctor comes in to check on you. Gary's like, can you just go? I want to lay down. Over at the law firm, Fatima gets a call from Zach to let her know everything that he heard when he was following Hayden, and to also ask her, could he go see Karen at the salon to check on the babies? Fatima's like, yeah. I trust you and I trust Karen too. Over at the salon, we see Karen talking to Aaron about the babies kicking and he feels her belly and they have a cute moment and that's when Zach walks in. Back over at the law firm, we have Robin talking to Hayden and he's like, I need to have a conversation with you. They have a conversation in the conference room and Robin's like, so what is this I hear about you bad-mouthing Andy? Hayden's like, nah. Robin's like, I'd hope you matured in my absence. Was I wrong for giving you a second chance? Hayden's like, no, me and Andy, we're just joking around. We have this friendly competition. Robin's like, doesn't the other person have to be here for it to be a competition? Robin's like, since she's not here, your words are just slander. Hayden's basically like, I wasn't trying to do that. And Robin's like, I know you and Andy don't get along. So basically, you were trying to slander her name. Robin's like, as a lawyer, I think you know better than that. Hayden's like, I truly apologize. Robin's like, the person you need to be apologizing to is Andy. But since she's not here, we won't bother her with this pettiness. Robin's like, you basically got one more chance. Because if you don't, you'll be out here doing cargo. He's like, oh yeah, and stop bothering Fatima with all that girl. She's too valuable to the company to be doing it. After Robin has this conversation with Hayden, he calls Fatima into the conference room to let her know about the conversation. And that if Hayden bothers her again, to let him know. Once Fatima leaves the conference room after talking to Robin, she's like, Robin, what is your angle? Fatima runs into Hayden in the hallway and he's like, I need your help with something. Marie is working with Rooster Riches now. She's working with the business partner, Karen, and I know that you may know her, and I just want to make sure everything's okay with Marie so she doesn't have a bad investment. It's finally time for Sabrina and Maurice to go on their double date together, right? So Grayson brings up the whole baby thing. Maurice tries to deviate from the conversation because he's tired of talking about it. Then Grayson catches on and they bring up business and but she's like, the business is doing well. She asks Grayson, does he like sports? And they start talking about sports. Maurice is the only one that's bored with the conversation, because surprisingly, Sabrina played basketball in college. Over at the penthouse, Jordan and Penelope finally make it over, and Andy's like, what is this about? Jordan's like, Agent wants to interview her. Andy's like, it makes sense that he wants to interview her based on their relationship. Jordan's like, yeah, I just want to make sure he doesn't try to pin anything on her. She's already been through a lot. Penelope's like, yeah, thanks to you and Gary. Andy's like, Jordan, I already told you I won't tolerate any this. Jordan's like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Andy's like, so what does this have to do with me, basically? Jordan's like, I want you to represent her. Andy's like, I don't think that's a good idea based on the relationship that I have with Gary. I'm a divorce attorney, not a criminal one, and second, I'm looked at as a suspect too. Penelope then gets smart again, and she's like, that didn't stop you from giving me all that bad legal advice when it came to my relationship with Gary, especially when it came to me getting away with my baby from Gary. Angie's like, if my legal advice was so bad, why are you here asking me for my help? Penelope's like, girl, don't be too sure of yourself. This was his idea, not mine. Jordan's like, look, we're desperate. Penelope's like, if I could afford a better attorney instead of you, I would definitely be there, not here. Penelope then reveals that Gary stole all her money and took all her credit cards and maxed them out. Jordan's like, you're all we got right now. Penelope's like, you say you didn't want to destroy our lives and that was your point. This is your chance to prove it. He's like, well, y'all, I'm not representing her, but I can make some calls to help y'all out. Penelope's like, since I'm the prime suspect, now you want to do everything in your power to hand me over. Andy's like, I'm not trying to do that, but I can't help in this situation, so I'm gonna make some calls. Andy's like, my friend knows a lot about the Gary situation and he could definitely help. Penelope's like, I don't want your help and I knew it was a bad idea coming here. Jordan, let's go. Penelope leaves first and then Jordan's like, please just help her. Once they leave, Andy does make a call to Robin to see if she could get some help for Penelope. Over at the hospital, Hudson comes out of the room to talk to Dr. Reed, but who pops up? Tamara. He's like, what are you doing here? Tamara's like, hello to you too, Hudson, but I'm here to see Gary. Hudson's like, Gary is not in the right frame of mind right now, and I'm sure you won't remember you. Tamara's like, what you mean he won't remember me? Then that's when Dr. Reed comes in. Hudson's like, I want to talk to you alone. Tamara's like, go ahead. So they start talking. He's like, I know you said that Gary's memory loss might be stress related, but when I went in earlier, he doesn't remember me at all. Dr. Reed is like, I gotta check for more tests and stuff, but it looks like he has retrograde amnesia. He may never recover certain memories, and that's when Tamara comes out of nowhere with the most suspicious comment in the world. She's like, so Gary don't remember who stabbed him? Then Tamara makes a valid point. She's like, I know you're not trying to abide by HIPAA laws now. Out here and all we're talking about a patient's medical condition. Tamara's like, just tell me, will you remember me? Hudson's like, nah, he will definitely not remember you. Tamara's like, okay, see you gentlemen later. Hudson's like, I thought you were here to see Gary. Tamara's like, I'll just catch him when he gets released. That's very suspicious, Tamara, but alright. After Hudson is done talking to Dr. Reed, he goes back into Gary's room to check on him, and he sees that Gary's not there. Hudson's immediate question when he sees the nurse is like, where's Gary? The nurse is like, I don't know no Gary, and I haven't seen him on the test sheet. Hudson goes looking for Gary. Over at Andy's penthouse, she's calling Robin to see if she could get some more help for Penelope. I guess Andy's about to leave. So she pushes the button so she could go downstairs, and guess who pops up out the elevator? Gary. How did he even get there? How is he still in his hospital gown? And how did Jordan and Penelope not see him when they left? It's ironic to me how he remembers everything and every detail about Andy, but he don't know nobody else. Andy had the same reaction like we all had. She was like, what the hell? But let me know what you guys think about the episode. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn your bell notifications. Bye!